something I can see turning out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost but heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh, yeah, I can see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of V-shape with saliva dripping from its rimless lips and seem to quiver and pulsate.
When we last left these characters, San Garcia Flores was kind of having his mind dissected in front of the audience underneath the tent of the Church of the Open Mind at the Roswell Mutual Information Exchange. He had kind of submitted himself to a test of Springwood's mentalist capabilities, in which Dr. Julian Springwood was able to read Saint's mind in front of an audience. And while the details of his past were not necessarily secret, Saint became very shut off and uncomfortable when Dr. Springwood started tapping upon certain things from his past, including an individual from his past by the name of Anna. Meanwhile, Alister Graham McAndrews is at the back of the Church of the Open Mind's tent, where Oliver Coy has just reached in from outside and told Alister that they need to get out of there. And by they, I mean the department, not necessarily Alister himself. That being said, if either of you wants to be the first to pick up this episode, you are more than welcome to. Y'all are, maybe about 100 feet apart on opposite sides of the room, kind of experiencing the situation differently, so up to y'all.
Let's start with... Let's start with Alistair this time.
Cool. Oliver Coy, alias Ollie Choi, a mistake I made. Some characters, I think, help the story. I think Ollie hurts it because I can't fucking remember his name. No, I love him. He's very emotionally
cool. I like
wounded
him.
from seeing too many ghosts.
Been there.
Yeah. Who among us hasn't?
Among Us? Sorry.
Go directly to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Alistair, on your side, Oliver has just reached in. He kind of unzipped the back of the tent and kind of reached in and tried to pull you aside with a very clear-cut, we need to get out of here. You, I believe, refuted that, saying that you thought you would better help the situation by sticking around.
I mean, Alistair's... His anonymity is shot. Not only does this guy knows who he is and can talk inside of his fucking head, which is a thing that, I don't know that Saint knows that. I don't know that anybody knows that. This is
I have an idea. Oh.
This is, but Alistair has no idea whether Saint heard that or not. He has no way of knowing. And so this is just DEFCON fuck. I can never remember which direction the DEFCON scale goes, so I just have to replace it with DEFCON, I don't know, caramel. Yeah, so this is damage control now. So, how does Agent Coy respond to this immediately? Because if not, I have something else I will say to him.
Go ahead, Ezra, and roll in whatever way you deem appropriate to convince your coworker that you need to stay.
Okay, can I drop one more line on him?
You certainly may.
As Alistair raises his completely metaphorical dice to see how this is going to shake out, Still doing that, talking out of the side of his mouth thing. He just says, Agent Coy. Oliver. I don't want any more agents compromised.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Ooh. Whatever you deem is appropriate.
I would like to roll
rapport?
rapport,
Yeah.
which I have a +3 in rapport.
Yeah.
What's your, out of curiosity, do you have a modifier in will at all?
I have a +2 in will.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Just memorizing that for later. No reason.
love when somebody just goes, so hey, what's your mental
what's your-
defenses? Insert mental defenses stat here. Okay, cool. Just checking.
I basically did the equivalent of asking for your AC. Yeah.
Or your wisdom. Hey, what's your wisdom save?
Okay.
Great. That's a Nick every time. Hey, what's your wisdom
Ooh,
save? Okay.
That is 2 neutrals and 2 successes for a 5.
Oh, fucking bazinga.
Oliver takes kind of a close look at you. He's standing pretty close to you, and you're able to kind of see the stress lines forming in his face already. He's already kind of tensed up about the situation, and the stress is kind of starting to eat at him already. Maybe he hasn't fully recovered from the event that you worked with him on only a mere month ago. Maybe he doesn't belong back in the field yet. But you can see, these kind of stress lines forming around his face already. He kind of narrows his eyes as he talks to you. I'll let Agent Gray know. This is a dangerous game. We need to be careful about how we approach this. He pauses again. I think we've already gotten our warning shot. Stay alert, he says before he turns around and leaves the tent.
Okay. Sick. I'm going to settle back into my, Andy, no last name, who's never stood up straight a day in his damn life. Bose. Yeah, and Andy, who is the guy. He can't do anything straight. Don't worry about it. I've created this persona who is a menace to myself first and to society second.
But God, people love him.
Yeah.
Fan favorite Andy.
You're welcome. Anyway. Yeah, so I think he kind of settles a little bit farther into that, slack-jawed, yo, dude, vibe. And if there was anybody around who knew him well enough, would be able to see just the fucking little gears ticking away behind those eyes.
The cogs. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, I will pass the talking stick back to Saint.
The story torch.
I don't think he wants it, but
But he's got it.
No, she wasn't sick, was she? But there was something at a hospital, some pivotal moment in your life. Not a sickness of the body, but a sickness of the spirit. Is that right? Saint, this isn't the first time you saw a ghost, was it?
It was something along those lines. Yeah.
This was your mental awakening, the first moment that you realized that there are things beyond just ourselves here on this earth, that there is different planes, different levels of knowledge, different ways to experience life. This was foundational for you. The events of the human past can be unfurled in front of you like this, and you can have the ability to read and process your own past, your own future, so that you can help people like Anna, and you can get there before it happens. These are the secrets that you can unlock through this way of meditation, through this way of thinking, through this Church of the Open Mind. And I would like to invite you to participate in this grand experiment with all of us.
No, you lost me. Sorry. And Saint's gonna stand up and be like, good show. Had a good time. And he's gonna gesture to the crowd. Have a good day, folks. And he's gonna get off the stage unless somebody tries to stop him.
Interesting.
No one tries to stop him. He's able to walk away scot-free. The organ goes nuts during this scene, and by organ, once again, I do mean a Casio keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Casio keyboard on the organ setting. Whom amongst us has not fucked around with that?
Amongst us?
Amongst us?
I'm gonna be haunted by those little jelly bean motherfuckers until I die.
Yeah, as will we all. So mote it be.
The number of times people were like, you can do an Among Us cake, right? And I'm like, that's a copyright violation. They're like, well, you can make them sort of look like the little jelly bean bastards, right? And I was like, I hate this job.
I wouldn't even if I could.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hop off the stage and head towards the back, and I'm not going to stop at Alistair. I'm going to unzip the tent and leave.
Cool. As you're leaving, Julian tries to kind of spin that moment and says, like, now this power, this level of knowledge isn't for everyone. You can't run away from your own future, Saint.
Oh, he can suck my whole nut. No, Saint's just gonna keep walking. He's just leaving.
He then turns to the audience and says, can I get another volunteer? And that audio kind of fades out from you as you leave the tent.
Okay. So, where are we going with this?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, I think, your tent, and I'm going to smoke a cigarette, and you can catch up with me whenever you want.
Okay.
That is where I will be standing in my NPC location.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I think I need to go after Saint because I think Alistair's instinct is, okay, I have to debrief you. I need to know what that felt like. Because I'm trying to get an idea of we were in Alistair's mind. He was like, okay, we were fishing for what this guy was capable of.
Right.
So I think I will, as Saint blows out of the back of the tent, Andy, who people, were relying on, like, people saw them together.
Right.
Matty, I can't hear you.
Oh, it's because I'm fucking muted, ain't I?
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
We came in together.
Yeah,
we
we
were
came
hanging
in
out
together.
together.
Yeah.
Like, it's very obvious, I think, that we're, like, and the guy you came in with just left in a huff. I do not think it would be surprising if you went after him. Just to be like, hey, man, you good?
Yeah, as Saint kind of blows out the back of the tent, not looking at Alistair, as Andy is just like, hey, man, oh, that was a rough ride, dude. Do you want... And just, like, will, And then just, like, looks at the person nearest him and is like, jumbled chakras, man. It'll really get you. I'm gonna go make sure he's okay. And I will I'm gonna give Saint a head start.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, he just makes everyone want to eat glass.
Andy!
I will give Saint a head start, but I will also head back to... I think I'm gonna head back to the hand wash station with the singing pyramid on top of it to try to see where he went. And then be like, okay, well, Saint's not at his own tent. So, I don't know.
But my tent is pretty close to yours. Like, if you
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
like,
you two are camping buddies.
Yeah, I think you could, like... I was not planning on making this hard. I
Okay,
went
fair.
there knowing, like, eventually Alistair's gonna come back here.
Okay.
And I told you before I went up on that stage that, like, we needed to have a conversation.
Sure did. So I will go back to my tent and we can have that fucking conversation, I guess.
Yeah. Are there any other people, like, people around like the tent? Does it seem like people are like out and about, or is it like everyone's kind of like?
Oh, sure. There's like
What's
6
the
other
sitch?
people in fine black suits, all touching their ears and looking at you.
Oh shit!
No,
it's the fuzz.
Oh shit, I'm the fuzz. For the sake of, like, the vibe, can we say that for privacy, like, somebody has started impromptu, like, drum circle, so there's a lot of, like, it's loud over where we are, and we can go, like, sit in a tent awkwardly and be mad at each other.
Yeah. Be mad at each other? What are you mad at me for?
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, you could presume that the residential district, which is a funny way to refer to just lines of tents, is a more raucous environment. You know, there's some boom boxes going off. There's some drum circles. People are, you know, it's a very. I think you can imagine maybe this entire tent area is a lot of like kind of like pre-game atmosphere.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's loud.
Okay. Cool.
Not to say it's any quieter near where all the booths are, but like you can get the kind of like tailgating
This is the party
atmosphere.
area.
By pregame, I super meant tailgate.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're pre-gaming the convention. People do that.
I'm pre-gaming, yeah. What are you doing? Pre-gaming the alien convention?
Yeah, it's LSD instead of beer, but yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say patchouli, but anyway.
You know this place smells
Hookah.
like patchouli.
Yeah. Yes, I am standing outside of your tent smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
And presumably, we see each other. Yeah.
Yeah, like Alistair kind of strolls up. Alistair as Andy kind of strolls up. And what I feel like there's vibes just rolling off of Saint, but like what are they?
Oh, they are displeased. They are unhappy.
Okay.
But it's I think it's at least it's hard to tell if he's mad at you, if he's mad in general, if he's mad about something else. Actually, let's say he's smoking a cigarette and he's on the phone. He's like talking to somebody on the phone.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
English or Spanish?
English.
Okay. Does Saint speak Spanish?
Some.
Okay. I was like, for some reason my brain just was like, oh yeah, he's bilingual. It's like, we never said that.
We did not ever say that, no. So I think
Thou
he
art
speaks...
a scholar. Speak to the ghost Horatio.
Yeah, I think he speaks some. I think it's more of a, like, if... It doesn't matter, I'm not going to get too deep into this. But right now he is speaking English, yes.
Okay. Cool.
And he's like, yeah, no, I just, I was just thinking about you, just want to make sure you're okay, I just had a weird feeling, that's all. Yeah, no, I love you too. I didn't see you when I was in town last, but, we should hang out soon, okay? Yeah, okay. Okay, bye, Annie. And he hangs up the phone. Hey.
Hey, man, that was pretty, you were all shook up in there, man. You want, like, a beer or something? I think I got a...
Please do not do this right now. I cannot handle this guy right now.
And Alistair, like, jerks his head towards the tent, as in, like, I can't drop this act until we get in there.
Yeah, I'll, say puts out a cigarette and we'll duck inside the tent.
Okay. It's a fucking tent, you know?
We've all been in one.
It's just, yeah. You ever had a fight while camping?
No, thankfully, no, but
Thankfully,
I can imagine...
No. For some reason, I wanted to describe the interior of the tent being like, yeah, there's like a cot and a sleeping bag and your ID printer. And like Alistair has all the stuff that's normally in his trunk just like sitting next to his cot.
Yeah. And a PC. The van is also in there. He just parked the van just right in there.
Your shoe phone.
Your shoe phone. Your missile launcher that comes built into the van.
My Aston Martin DV minivan.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. So, I mean, this is not a tent, I imagine, that's big enough to stand up in. It's kind of the ones where you just, like, have to kind of crawl in there.
Yeah, and you just sit. God, what a horrible atmosphere this is.
I know, it's great. I love it.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark, and Alister has... Either Alister or the agency that provided it to him has not... This tent's got some attic stank on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He hasn't aired out his tent yet.
I think y'all know what I mean.
The fucking I am not part of the supply chain. I don't know. You don't fuck with that section of the department. You just take what you get and you shut the fuck up.
Quartermaster.
I actually think no. I have the like urge to like do like I'm gonna break the tension, but that's not Alister. He's just kind of like. I think he just sits there and looks at Saint like, clearly you want to say something, and I'm just gonna, like, wait for you to say it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now I have to think about how I want to say this. Okay. Obviously that was unpleasant. Here's what I can tell you about that experience. It did not feel any different. I did not feel like he was in my mind. But clearly he was. He was pulling things that I think would be very, very difficult to pull. So unless he happens to know a very select group of people, he could not have known about that story. Ergo, I think he's the real deal.
You didn't hear him... inside.
No. I know, I think I heard him talk to you, which was odd.
I think
heard,
at this point,
echo.
Alister, like, pulls out a little notebook and is going to start taking notes.
Yeah, I think I heard, like, an echo of him talking to you. But to be fair, he didn't talk to me in my brain, right? He just was rifling around.
Scribbling next to this, it says, like, echo, intentional or unintentional. No physical or psychological sensation. That was underlined a couple of times, like, oh fuck, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, so...
Was there any sense that he was, beyond the usual garden variety psychological manipulation, leading you or pushing you towards thinking of things that he could then...
No, was beyond... Obviously, the iconography that he drew behind me was meant to invoke or evoke particular images, make me think of things that then he could pull from. I assume making it easier to sort through the file cabinet. No.
Well, that's...
alarming.
That's valuable data.
Sure. Can I ask you something?
Yes.
This is kind of a leading question, and I'm sorry for that. Why do you feel like you always have to push me in the direction you want me to go? Like, if you had said to me, hey, I can't go up there, I've got state secrets in my brain, could you go talk to him and see, if we could get some data? I would have just done it, man.
Alister looks genuinely a little confused. I thought the situation was pretty clear. That was why you agreed to do it.
Yeah, we're in a situation now where it's a less of why you said it and how you said it, where you said it in a way that you were like, people could be in danger if you don't do this, rather than just kind of genuinely asking me for a favor. And this is kind of a pattern of behavior that I am finding I am less tolerant of in the wake of talking to somebody else who was also trying to get me to do what he wanted me to do and say what he wanted me to say. Maybe you don't realize you're doing it. That's fine. It just bothers me. I just wish you'd be honest with me if we're gonna keep doing this thing.
I think Alistair is kind of making a bunch of half expressions in sequence as he like looks at Saint and genuinely seems to not know how to answer that for a second. He's looking at Saint in that way where you can almost see him weighing and discarding possible explanations for why Saint does what he does very quickly.
Yeah.
And he just says, honesty. I know you don't have any basis for comparison, but actually being a lot more honest than we're usually supposed to be with civilians.
I was gonna say you do realize, but obviously you don't realize what I'm trying to say.
What are you trying to say?
Dude, I'm not talking about your X-Files thing or whatever it is you do. Like, I know that whatever it is, it's got to be fairly top secret, right? Like, I'm not a government guy. I'm just some schlub. I'm just talking about like the way you talk to me as like a person who, for some reason, we are partners. You know, like we went our separate ways, and then you called me back in. Maybe we aren't, actually. I think I'm having the realization that, like, no, we're not a team. I'm, like, a tool in your toolkit. And you don't talk to a hammer. Never mind, actually. I'm gonna go see what other information I can get on this guy. I'll talk to you later, I guess. I will make a move to leave the tent, but this doesn't have to be the end of the scene, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Just want to say separately, I'm very proud of myself for making a callback to the would make a good team. Like
that was very good.
Fuck me, I wouldn't know how to come back from that.
I think Alistair doesn't have. I think he is, you know, Mr. I can talk people into anything is just. I don't think he knows what to say to that. And I think he watches Saint leave. You know, notebook open, pencil poised above where he's kind of just like frozen halfway through writing notes. And I think as the kind of, you know, Saint gets up and
awkwardly crawls out of the tent.
Yeah, you know, in a way where his the conviction of his exit is you know, manages to smooth out the awkwardness of climbing out of a tent. I think the camera, as it were, kind of lingers on Alistair with his pencil kind of poised above his dorky little notebook, looking upset a little bit, which I think is that's not an expression that people see on his face very often. I think he looks upset with himself a little bit. And he kind of slumps a little, and then sits up very straight because, you know, anytime he slouches not in character, he can just hear his fucking grandma yelling at him about posture. And he shuts his little notebook and stuffs the pencil somewhere in a pocket or something, and gets up to go meander his way over to make a report. Relying on the anonymity of being a weirdo in a baseball cap and a shirt that's like the Three Wolf Moon shirt, but it's cartoon aliens, Alistair's gonna mosey on over to the fucking circled wagons of the department base. And, you know, just, I don't know, is there a stupid little code for knocking on the door?
No need for any sort of code. They recognize you, obviously. I'm going to say that both Agent Coy and Agent Rose are standing outside of the RVs. Once again, on the inside.
Yeah.
So there's like, you know, it's kind of like a courtyard, I guess. Okay. I'm going to say Rose is sitting down in like a lawn chair, like a beach chair. It maybe has like a water bottle. Maybe it's just kind of like sitting on the edge, like feet down.
Yeah. Like
one of those like lengthier pool chairs. And, you know, Oliver is kind of like standing over her. Maybe she's quite literally decompressing from the moment earlier.
Sure.
But I'm going to say that, you know, Ollie certainly sees you, kind of gives you a quick nod, subtle enough that anybody further than a certain amount of feet would not be able to notice that he nodded at you. But, you know, you kind of notice the subtlety of his gesture. And yeah, you can approach him directly if you want.
Yeah, I'll wander up and I'll kind of lean up against like the back part of the weird little recliner and kind of just look down at, I imagine Agent Rose is kind of like tunnel visioned on her water bottle. Mm. I don't know if she wants to talk or not. But I think Alistair does kind of look out of the corner of his eye, you know, just look a little bit over at Oliver, and it's just like, anything I should know before I go debrief?
Agent Gray is in contact with the FBI over this. We're pulling up anything we have on Springwood and his organization. We're not really sure what we're dealing with, the severity of it all. This is news to us. But we're finding out what we can from our friends in other departments.
Okay. And I think he just very briefly is gonna kind of, as he's walking, he's gonna kind of look back, and I think he's just gonna see if he can catch Agent Rose's eye.
Sure. Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna say
I don't know that he necessarily wants to say anything to her, but I think he just kind of wants to get a look and see, like, just a little bit of a, like, something happened to you. I think it's the same thing that happened to me. Like, just a little bit of, like, a how is she handling this kind of a look.
Sure, there's a recognizability of the situations that, not just that you've both been through in the last 15 minutes, but also, like, the situations that you put your bodies and minds on the line for.
Sure.
Constantly, by both being employed by the same weird, nebulous organization. I'm going to say as you pass her, she kind of like raises her water bottle up like she's cheersing you.
I'll kind of do a little two-fingered tap on the brim of my hat, like a salute. And then
you open the screen door of the RV, and Agent Gray is sitting at the kind of kitchen table of the RV with a laptop open and like one or two other devices like plugged into that laptop. It's kind of steamy in there, even though it's not super hot out. It's just, the area just kind of has that humidity. And Gray looks, he has this very stern face that you've come to recognize from so many video calls.
Yeah. Like, Alistair kind of just stops and he says, "Sir?"
Agent McAndrews, do you want to explain why you decided to stay behind?
My apologies, sir. There wasn't any discreet way to communicate this, but between Agent Rose's exit and Agent Coy returning to attempt an extraction, Springwood made me, to use the... Sir, I heard his voice in my head. He said, and at a distance of, I would estimate, 100 feet, 120 feet, heard very distinctly, "I'll be with you in a moment, Agent." And so, respectfully, sir, I didn't want anyone else's faces recognizably associated with any potential security breach related to me, sir.
Understandable. I appreciate your discretion in this matter.
And sir, if I saw I had a comparatively low risk opportunity to observe Springwood's capabilities with his in his interactions with the exorcist.
For what it's worth, I think you made the right call. On that note, capabilities does seem to be the correct word, as I'm not entirely sure what it is we're exactly dealing with, whether or not this individual has several plants in the audience, or if he's just able to tap into a level of mental communication that we ourselves are not able to perceive. Holly was able to report essentially the same thing. And I'm very concerned about what this individual, the kind of information he may already have on us at the moment. I'm not entirely sure how to approach this, especially as we do not know the limits of what he is capable of.
I can't speak to if he pulled anything out of my mind. I don't know. But I can say with relative confidence that at least Saint Garcia Flores was not a plant.
I'm sure you can understand, Agent, why that is at times both very reassuring and detrimental to our cause. That leaves plenty of questions on the table as to what Springwood is claiming he can do and what Springwood is capable of doing. Our friends at the FBI were happy to send over some information about him that I think may be a key resource to figuring out what's going on with this church of his. But in the meantime, first things first, we should probably talk about the exorcist. What you've just been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It was an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra Kaye as Agent Alister McAndrews, and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man St. Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show. Our theme song is by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. We are currently in the process of remastering and transcribing earlier episodes of the show, and for that I would like to thank Glory Duda, Marcel Hood, and Julie Cooper, as they write down our every word and weave an intricate web of audio for you. You can stay tuned to our social media channels for more information on these developments. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can follow us on social media at InfinityBreak23 and check out our website for all of our other podcasts at InfinityBreak.net. We appreciate you listening to this program. If you want to help spread the word, there are a good many ways to do that. Word of mouth helps us immensely, and you can add us at ParaSciencePod on Twitter. And while you're at it, why not tag InfinityBreak23? We have a Patreon at patreon.com/InfinityBreak, where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. And if you listen to Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. That's all for now. Let ParaScience expand your way of thinking and offer you 10 easy steps to becoming a telepath at home. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.